turn that damn light out.
Do you remember? Okay, of course you're gonna remember this, but I don't think we've told this on camera yet. So we lived in this little part of Columbia called Gaston, and you know, I don't remember what month this was, but there had been a lot of break-ins, and people had got, you know, people would come home and there'd be shit missing out of their house, or
I remember that.
Windows would be open, and dogs would be going crazy at night, and
our dog got home.
We came to the realization that there's a prowler. A prowler was loose. And it turned out the prowler was living in the house next to his mother.
Yeah, because the house was empty.
It was an empty house next to her.
He was sitting there and looked through the window and watched over to the house. I remember that now, yeah.
Yes. So I remember one night, you and Grandma were sitting at the house, and we were at the other house. We only lived like a couple of houses down. And we were just a couple houses down, and we got a call from you that the prowler had been peeking through the window. So tell me what happened. Tell the story.
Well, we were sitting there at the table, and your grandma kind of happened to glance over to the glass door. Oh fuck! Oh, Michael, that's no, this can't be happening now. Check and make sure there ain't nobody in there. I'm serious.
I swear this is no prank.
The door is.
I swear to God, I'm not doing no prank on you, Dad.
You been playing with that ghost box again?
Yes.
Put something in front of that door. Michael, that's freaky now. That door never does that. Michael, it's supposed to go over with the goddamn thing down there.
Okay. I swear to God, did you not move that?
I did not move that. Who have you brought in my house, Michael?
How can we? You can usually shut this door.
I know.
Okay, it's shut now. But I swear to God.
Where was I? Oh.
So you were talking about the prowler.
The prowler. So anyway, your grandma kind of glanced over to her glass doors, and she kind of saw a little like an eye looking at her. And she was like, Charlie, Charlie, Charlie. I said, what, Mom? Don't look too close, but look at the blinds. I kind of glanced and I see his face. So I went to the window through the back, motherfucker! And the motherfucker took off.
That's crazy, dude.
And when he took off, I told Mom I'll call y'all, get y'all down there. So
I remember all of us came down there.
But the problem was, the motherfucker didn't run far. He just jumped over the fence and was standing there at the fence, kneeling down, looking at us and laughing. The goddamn laugh was like,
Grandma had a blind dog. It was a chow. That was a mean motherfucking dog, by the way. And it was blind. And all of a sudden it runs to the fence and it was just barking, you know, at nothing. And all the police were coming out, and oh, I remember what happened. Was it Mark? Was it Mark who found him?
yeah.
We had a neighbor, Mark and Reese. Mark Clark and Reese. Go figure. That's honest to God true. Those are two candy bar names if you don't know. So Mark and Reese. So Mark was looking around, and he happened to check out the abandoned house next to my grandma. And that's when he saw the guy just sitting in the living room. He had like a blanket on the floor, and he was just sitting there, and he took a look at Mark, and he just takes off running. And that's when the police were checking for him, and it was just this whole Gaston-wide search. This is where it gets creepy. I don't know if you remember this part or not, but everything happened. The cops were looking for him. They couldn't find him. All that shit happened, and we go home because we just sort of left our house to go help look. And when we got home, the fucking back door was wide ass open. Yep. That is one of the crazier stories.
Now, Michael. I didn't open that goddamn door. I didn't touch it.
I'm gonna go.
It's been closed this whole goddamn time.
I'm gonna go.
Can I go too? 'Cause I'm scared now. Look, it's staying closed. Hey, youngins. About 20 years ago, I went to, I was so fat. I used to weigh over 800 pounds. I was almost 900 pounds, folks. I'm down to like 240 now. But back then, I was a fat fuck. I was in a wheelchair. I was on 15 pills a day for blood pressure, heart problems, gallbladder problems, kidney problems, breathing machine. Used to have to go to bed every night on oxygen. Right. So I figured, well, I gotta do something about this. So I went and talked to a doctor, and he recommended I get the gastric bypass operation. So I said, okay, tell me what's involved, doc. Well, he explained it to me. I said, well, I can do that. You know, he told me they were gonna go in there and they were gonna move some parts around my stomach, you know, and make my stomach wear the food, a little small pocket and blah, 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 and all that. So I said, okay, let's do it. I went and had the operation, and while I was on the table, I died. And they put a tube down my throat, you know, ventilator and all that shit, you know, and while they were in there operating me, they took my gallbladder out, but they couldn't finish the full bypass, so they only did a partial. Now, I come out the hospital, and I did real good. I lost the weight, but there's some things that you don't know about the gastric bypass that everybody's like, oh man, it's the greatest surgery ever. Well, there's a few things that you don't know. One is, when you eat, you have to eat like 5 small meals a day. I'm not talking about plate, I mean little tiny ass saucers. Because you can't eat for so much. And if you do, your stomach's gonna stretch, you're just gonna get fat again. Or you can split open and really cause yourself a lot of problems. Well, I developed what they call the dumping syndrome. You all watch me in the videos when I tell you about my shit my pants and stuff like that. That's because of the gastric bypass surgery, I got what they call the dumping syndrome. Dumping syndrome is where the food is going into your small intestines and filling up your pocket so quick, and the acids and everything. Well, anyway, 30 minutes after you eat, you're shitting. And you could be pooping for 15, 20 times in one day. You could be in the store doing something and all of a sudden it hits you, you got to find a bathroom. And it's no fun. I've dealt with it for years. And I pretty much had it under control, but I forgot something about my operation. You live, I back up, you eat to live. Most people live to eat. So I really didn't care about eating so much. I might eat a little bit here and there. I eat very little. You know, you have to give up all sugars. You have to give up all fried foods. You got to give up all gaseous foods. That don't leave a whole lot. You can eat pasta and rice and proteins and stuff like that, but just a small amount at a time. I reason I'm telling you this because I got a lot of you youngers that are, I hear y'all, I read some of your stuff and y'all talking about getting the gastric bypass. Think hard about it, youngins. That surgery can't fuck you up. I don't care what they say. Sure, I lost the weight. I came down from 850 pounds to, 200, my lowest was 229. I'm back up to like 235. So, you do lose the weight. But the consequences are so great. Because you can't go out and eat no more. It's hard to socialize, when you're out with a bunch of guys or with a bunch of friends and everybody's sitting around drinking beer and eating pizza and you're like, well, I'll have a Diet Coke and give me a piece of cracked crust, Your whole lifestyle changes. You come out better if you fall out of love with food. And I'm kind of fucked up lately, and I've had a lot of problems. But see, I've got the dumping syndrome. I don't have a gallbladder anymore. And they don't tell you, but a lot of times when you get stomach surgery like that, you can pick up a bug that is like the dumping syndrome, except it's worse. And I believe that's what I got because the doctor was putting me on on 1,000 milligrams of antibiotics a day. I just couldn't afford it anymore, so I'm suffering. So the reason I'm doing this video, because I want to tell you youngins that are overweight, and they start talking about the gastric bypass, ask questions. Find out what can happen. Find out what the results can be. Know what's going to happen. They don't tell you that when you wake up, you're going to have a bunch of tubes coming out of you, little balls and stuff that's going to be taken, like drainage balls. That if it falls off, they don't tell you, you fucking fan out, oh my God, this bulb fell off. It ain't no big deal. I had one on me, I had two on me, and they were drainage balls. And I called the doctor, the drainage balls fell off. What do I got to do? Do I need to come back to the hospital? No, it'll be all right. Just put something over it to sop up the fluids. That was simple. Went and got me some Kotex off the damn store, taped them to my stomach. I guess my stomach was having a period. But a lot of y'all see that scar on my stomach, and that's nothing, So if any of you youngers are thinking about the gastric bypass, think long and hard. Try to lose the weight on your own. So I would, if I had to redo it today, I wouldn't have it done. I'd go a different way with it. Anyway, youngins, if you're thinking about the gastric bypass, just think about it. Don't do it until you know all the facts, till you know exactly what can happen from it. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye. Hey, fat ass. Hey, you fat piece of shit. Hey, how tall are you, man? My God, man, I didn't know they stacked fat shit that high. Oh, there's Charlie Green the Butterbean, the fattest thing I'd ever seen. I grew up listening to all that. I grew up hearing every fat joke ever made. When I was a little fella, I'd go run to my mama, my daddy. Why are they picking on me? Why they call me names? Mama would say, they'll get theirs one day, boy. They'll get theirs one day. Just ignore them. It's hard to ignore people when you're being called stuff like that. It's hard to ignore somebody when they're blatantly dissing you. So what do? You get mad. You whip a couple of asses. What good did it do? Nothing. People are going to be people. Kids are going to be cruel. Adults can be cruel. I hear it now. I read some stuff. Hey, you fat son of a bitch. Well, guess what? I am. I don't give a fuck. I'm very secure with who I am. Being fat doesn't matter. Call me fat. Call Michael fat. Michael will laugh at you too. You think you hurt somebody, and a lot of people you do hurt, okay? There's a lot of people that wear their feelings on their shoulders. And when you say something to them that hurts their feelings, they want to cry. Or they want to pout. Or they want to, you call me fat, I'll laugh at you. I think it's funny. Yeah, I am fat. Believe it or not, I am fat. I've been fat, even when I was a kid, I was the biggest cookie in the box. And it doesn't bother me, but it bothers me when you got people out there that they may not be as pretty as you are. Ooh. Or they might fart louder than you do. But you know something? God damn, fucking chair was wet. God damn, I got a wet ass. Motherfuck. It rained here yesterday. Anyway. Damn. Fucking ass cold. But somebody that don't look like you. They're not as pretty as you. They can't afford to go out and buy the same clothes like you buy and wear. They can't afford to go to fancy restaurants to eat. And what do? You make fun of them. The worm's gonna turn. Cause I guarantee you, there ain't a motherfucker out there that I can't look at and talk to 5 minutes and find something wrong with your ass. And if I wanted to, I'd have you crying to your fucking mama saying, why is he being mean to me? Why is that old man doing this to me? Because you do it to other people. Best thing you do when somebody is making fun of you or calling you names or I'm gonna tell you a cruel story in a minute. That's a true story. But when they start that shit, laugh at them. Because they're the ones looking like the fucking idiot, not you. You living your life. You living the way God made you. And trust me, there's somebody out there that wants to be with you. I got a lot of friends. Coming up a kid, I didn't. Because I let what people say bother me. Now to my cruel story. I was a young fella, and there was a little girl in my class. Oh, I was in love with her, man. She was like this popular, you know. I was a little fat Charlie Green wearing blue jeans and kids' tennis shoes and had holes in my shirts and old piece of book bag and didn't have nothing, you know. But I was in love with this girl. I used to write her notes. Hi, I like you. You like me? All of a sudden one day she started writing me little notes back. Hi, handsome. Boy, you're cute. You want to go with me? I'm like, all right, man, I got me a girlfriend. I asked her to go to a movie. And so she said, sure, I want to go to the movie. So I told her, I said, well, how are we going, what can we do? I want to take you to the movie. She said, well, meet me at the movie. Meet me at the Riviera Theater at the 3 o'clock movie, and me and you'll go in there and we'll watch that movie together and we'll hold hands. All right, man. I went and I cut some grass, get me a little money in my pocket, so I could buy the little girl a box of popcorn and a drink. So I jumped the bus, man. Took the bus, went downtown. Went to the Riviera Theater, and there she was, standing on the corner. Hi, how you doing? Oh man, I care about you so much. And she started talking love talk, see? And where she was standing was like around this corner, see? And I was standing back on the side of here, and she was like, well, tell me, how much do you like me? I told her, oh God, I love you so much. I want you to be my girlfriend. All of a sudden, she started laughing. And I heard some other laughter coming from around the corner. It was a bunch of the guys in the school. That's how they wanted to play a cruel joke on me. Oh man, I was so embarrassed. I went and jumped my fat ass bus. I didn't go to school for 3 days. I was so embarrassed. They would come by my house on their bicycle and holler, hey, Charlie Green, little Mary Rotten Christ wants to see you. Ha ha ha, laugh at me, and I'd be like, I'm not going outside, Mama. I'm not going outside. Mama, son, you just did something that was natural. You liked somebody and you told her. About a year ago, the little girl died. She left behind 3 kids, a husband, a mortgage, and I was with a bunch of the old gang from school. We all ran together. I got over all that shit, but somebody looked at me and said, old Mary Rotten Christ died. I said, really? Fucking bitch deserved it. You just, people remember shit like that. And if you heard somebody today, 20 years now, if you heard them bad enough, they're going to remember it then. Do you really want that in your life? Do you really want to know that there's somebody out there that hates you for something that you said or you did? Listen, youngins, if you're fat, if you're ugly, if you don't wear the best in clothes, you don't have a lot of money, it's cool. We're all that way. Everybody has something wrong. Everybody has something that's not quite right. Just go on with your life, man. Be the best person you can. Pull your heart out, man. Show your heart. Do what you're supposed to do in life. Become somebody. Upgrade yourself. Become a better person. And ignore them fuckers. They don't feed you. They don't pay your bills. All they can do is run their mouth. And at the end of the day, you're the one that's the much better person. You're the one that can go to bed at night and sleep with yourself, knowing that you did what you had to do that day to do what was right and meet what was good for you. I know this is a little lengthy, but I just happen to, I've seen a few things the past few days. I really didn't like it. I've seen people getting bullied and shit. And bullies, suck my dick, pick on me. I don't care, I'll laugh at you. You little keyboards, jockeys that like to talk your shit. All you do is talking shit, because you wouldn't get in somebody's face and say the same thing you say. Because you're liable to have to eat that motherfucking keyboard. And one day you will. Talk to you on the next one. I got a good one for you next time, folks. A real good one. You know, this flat tire reminds me back many years ago. I was traveling down I-26 and had a blowout. I was like all over the road. Car flipped over 2 times. Had to come cut me out. The car, this is true story, had to cut me out.
Wait, you got a bad accident where your car flipped?
Oh God, yeah.
How
I was
old
like
were you?
18, something like that. 17, 18.
Now, Grandma had mentioned a wreck before, but you never told me about it.
Yeah, and I was in the hospital for like 3 months. But that's why I'm scared of flat tires now. I get a flat tire, I get off real quick. If I think a tire's going down, I'll pull over. Cause I had one blow out on me and made me flip and time in the hospital. And
What happened to you? Like,
well, I didn't die.
well, obviously.
No, I mean, I broke both my arms, broke my leg.
Jesus Christ.
Had to have a.
What kind of car was it?
Huh?
What kind of car was it?
It was a 1958 Bel Air convertible.
What?
See, can you see the scar right there? It starts there and goes all the way up to here. See all those chunks?
I do see it.
Yeah. Split my arm open.
Well, that's crazy. I did not know that.
Yeah. But I thought, you know, that's why I tell everybody, if you got a tire, don't be putting cheap tires on your van, vehicle, whatever the fuck you're driving. Go ahead and buy it. If you buy a used tire, buy a good one. You don't want to end up laying in a ditch somewhere dying because Joe Q Cat ran out in front of you and you had a flat tire. So,
If you're wondering why we're telling the story, and you hadn't seen the main video yet, Grandpa is stuck. We're waiting on Bridget to get back with the tire. Cut your hand open.
cut my hand open.
You took a crap in the woods.
Oh, I had to take a shit, man. God damn, it was bad. I'm glad this church was next to the woods.
Now, did you really wipe your ass with them like banana leaves or whatever the fuck that was?
Yeah, there was some kind of, hey!
So my hands.
Oh, you got a little dirt on your hands. What did you do? You pumped up a jack.
So what? I did my job as a son.
You let me crawl up all underneath that thing.
It looked like you was hurting your back.
It was hurt my back, hurt my dick too. On this pavement. Anyway. Are we done?
Yeah.
Okay. We're done. End of this vlog. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I did not know that.
I said done.
I didn't know the story about the car wreck.
I said we're done. We're done. We're
You know you're gonna entertain me anymore?
Why don't you do a little, you mean do a little dance for you? Now you're done. I'll do a little dance.
Good, do the jig.
I'll do the jig for you, man. Now, you happy? I entertained you. I had this friend. His name was Steve Ilderton. And he was like my buddy. Well, he stayed with us for a long time.
If you're wondering, that was 8-Ball from the Viking video you were talking about.
Yeah, his name was 8-Ball from the Viking video. Anyway, he had this little chihuahua.
Oh.
Little chihuahua's name was, he called it Pup Pup. And he'd always say, Shamir Pup Pup, Shamir Pup Pup. Well, anyway, old Pup Pup. Steve drank heavy. And Steve would take he would get drunk. He'd drink a case of beer a night. Probably more than that, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, case of beer, some hot damn.
He had some hot damn. And then he'd just top it off with Seroquel. Well, one night, he was laying on the couch, sound asleep, and old Pup Pup was running all over the fucking floor. And we done had Thanksgiving dinner. And I mean, boy, we were all full, and Steve said, I'm going to go to sleep. And it was snowing, too. It actually snowed in Columbia that night. Had ice everywhere, you know. And man, Michael comes to me and is laughing. Daddy, Daddy, come look. So I said, what? He said, come look. Well, Steve took his teeth out of his mouth.
Now, see, before you can say this, let me go ahead and say a part of the story. We're all just sitting there, and Steve's on the couch, passed out. He's...
Yeah, that's true.
And his teeth were almost hanging. He had false teeth, and his teeth were like hanging out of his mouth. And then finally, and the teeth fall to the floor.
Pup Pup had done picked up the teeth, had them in his mouth, smiling. The next morning, Steve got up and one of his friends come over drunk. And Steve was still drunk from the night before. Steve said, I'm going to drive her home.
Oh, man. You were so furious. This was your van, wasn't it?
You know, yeah, it was my van. He borrowed. Van. Pa, can I borrow your van?
Yeah, it was a purple van, wasn't it?
Yeah, so I let him drive it. So he gets that old girl and he drives her home. And he gets pulled over and goes to jail. My van was impounded. He was in jail. And somebody had borrowed his truck and was in Augusta. Had no transportation, couldn't go get him out of jail. Cost me almost $200 to get my van out, which I made him pay. And that was a Thanksgiving to remember. But I got to thinking about old Pup Pup and that smile. That was so...
And just to throw another quick story about his teeth in there, just because it's funny to talk about. One time, Dad was doing a thing. Oh, I'm gonna make candy apples.
Oh my God, I remember that now. Yeah.
Dad was gonna be in the carnival business.
Remember that? Yeah.
And so me and Dad were all trying out the candy apple recipe.
We went and bought. We got in with UPS. They were having a pull the plane, you know. And it was on a Saturday, and I went out and bought like 5 bushels of apples and all this stuff to make. Well, anyway, we did this thing where he's giving me a tell you, but then all of a sudden UPS canceled it for that day, and there I was with 5 goddamn bushels of apples.
Yeah.
You remember all them candy apples made, and I was like.
So, we were trying out the candy apple recipe. You know, Dad's got this bubbling cauldron of red, like, fucking liquids, just look like lava. And so my brother Charles decides, I'm gonna stick my finger in that motherfucker. And so he does it, he puts it in his mouth. And so Steve decides, I'm gonna do it too. Steve dunks his finger in there, puts it in his mouth, pulls his finger out of his mouth, and his teeth are stuck to his finger. They burned, they melted.
Not just his teeth.
He finally got his finger loose, and the teeth were burned, and they were melted. That's how hot the candy apple shit was.
With the goddamn candy apple stuff melted his teeth.
Like, you have to have that candy apple mix super hot. And, of course, afterwards, we spent all that money on candy apples, and you got stuff for elephant ears.
Yeah, I mean...
You had a freezer full of dough. Remember that?
Oh, my God. All them elephant ears, all them damn...
We were making homemade elephant ears and pizzas with that dough for like 4 months.
No lie. But anyway, I had to tell y'all that story about Steve and the dog and the teeth. Bye, youngins. Y'all like hearing stories about my near death. Mom, give me that goddamn chair. I done told you once.
I'm trying.
Slow ass bitch. Anyway.
I think you broke it when you threw it, dude.
Well, you should have given me the damn eviction.
You're right. I'll have to get you another chair now.
Oh, damn. Now I got to sit in a broke ass chair. Anyway, this is a little story I'm gonna tell you about Michael.
Me?
Back when Michael was a little boy, Michael used to play with wrestlers.
I don't tell people about this story.
He played with wrestling. He took a tape recorder. And he'd record, and here comes Macho Man Savage coming down the aisle, blah, 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 blah. But one night old Michael was in his room, because see, we couldn't afford cable, so he has his own little wrestling matches and has his own little wrestling show. And he was a tiny thing. How old were you back then?
Probably about 9.
About 9 years old, you know? Boy, all of a sudden, Michael come running in the room. Daddy, Daddy, Daddy. I said, what's wrong, Michael? He said, you got to hear this, Dad. You got to hear this. I said, all right. So I put my beer down, you know, and I went down in his room. I said, what am I hearing? He took his tape recorder and turned it on, right? And it says, and here comes Macho Man Savage. He's coming down the aisle with his manager. And all of a sudden there was a voice. Go to bed, Michael. Freaked him the fuck out. But guess what? Freaked me the fuck out, too. I ain't know what to think when I heard that shit.
Let me say how it really happened.
Leave that goddamn camera.
You're making this up.
I am not making it up. You know
What happened is I used to record little things, and I was doing like a little talk show, like Maury Povich.
So you're gonna be on Grandpa's Corner now, huh?
Hey, Pickle Boy on Grandpa's Corner. So
Yeah, goddamn.
I'll give it back to you. So I was recording like a talk show, and I was doing like, and Kane is here to stay. I said some bullshit like that, and I went, I replay it back, I rewind it, and right after I go, and Kane, you hear, go to sleep. Clear as day.
Michael, go to sleep.
It did say Michael, didn't it?
Yeah.
It was like, Michael, go to sleep. And at the time, Dad was outside getting drunk. He wasn't in no bedroom. He was hanging out in the tailgate of our drunk neighbor. He was
Hey, that's a lie. I never drank that much.
yeah, right. And so he was getting wasted. And I
ain't never been wasted.
I left the thing playing, you know, because I just dropped it and took the fuck out of the room. And Dad goes, "Can you stop your shit? What's wrong with you?" He think it's not like he was model father. What's wrong, buddy? You started screaming at me.
That's
you were
a lie.
yelling at me.
That is a lie.
Dad goes,
I never screamed. I screamed at Jenny, but I never screamed.
So I go, Dad! He goes, oh yeah,
my buddy.
hollering. And so I play the tape. Boom.
You were my buddy when you were a kid. I never hollered at you. I gave you everything you ever wanted.
Here, tell your blog.
I'm through the blog. Anyway, y'all know the story now how Michael heard somebody dead's voice. And get that goddamn, you stupid little fart. Anyway, the Mark man quit. Now tomorrow I'm gonna tell y'all another story about Jenny when she was a kid.
Oh, you gonna tell that one?
I'm gonna tell that one.
That's scary as fuck.
In fact, I'm getting ready to tell it now. We're gonna play it tomorrow. Bye, youngins. Tell it about it. Bye. I'm not gonna do the vlog, Michael. I wanna go home.
Dad, just do the vlog.
Michael, I wanna go fucking home.
You said you had a vlog to do out here.
But you kept me out here 3 goddamn. There's my cab.
You did not call a cab. Okay, just play it cool. You're not hailing that cab. You're not hailing it.
I called him because.
Just let him go.
Swear to God, Michael, the cab's coming to get me.
Road Bridget, you're leaving with Bridget.
You gonna pay for it?
No, we ain't.
Okay, what was your story you had to tell?
I don't even remember now.
That cab is driving slow.
He's waiting on me. I'll be back. I'll talk to you later, Mike.
Your dad.
I'm going home.
After the vlog, I swear to God, we'll take you home.
God, Michael, now you got to ride home. You fuck me every chance you get. Whoa. Goddamn, I lost my motherfucking.
Really?
I lost my flashlight.
Oh, I have it.
Okay, so what was the vlog you wanted to tell about the battery?
Once upon a time, there were 3 blind mice. Nah, that ain't it.
That ain't it. Come on with this. Be serious.
One time when I was young, Mom and Daddy brought us out here one night. Used to like to come to the battery, you know, at nighttime. Especially in the summertime, 'cause it's hot. It was about the same area, right by this cannon. And we walk in, you know it. I'm playing, I'm a little fella, I'm about 10-year-old, 10-year-old. And I come running down through the battery. Where the man is over there, you can't get him there. But there was a man in a Confederate uniform right here. And
Like you saw a person standing there?
no, honest to God, I saw he was standing here. I mean, full flesh. And he was standing here, And he had this damn thing that used to, like you would light these motherfuckers with, you know? And I thought it was some kind of reenactment, you know? So I was standing over there and I watch him, and he's just doing this. Back and forth. He was just standing there, he just stood there. I mean, he had the uniform, the hat, everything. So I said, damn. Well, I didn't say damn, but I was too little to say damn. I said, Mama, Daddy, look, they're having a war here. Dad said, they ain't having no war. Where? I said, I got a cannon over there. He said, how do you know? I said, because there's a man there's a Confederate soldier standing there with a thing, lighting the cannon and making it blow. Dad said, show me, son. Dad, we come around here. Wasn't nobody here. Daddy started asking people about it, and they said, well, ain't no Confederate soldier been around here. And one little old man came from over there. He says, you saw Private Jones. And I said, he was a Confederate soldier? He said, yeah. He was one of the Confederate soldiers that was shooting at Fort Sumter, right? And when Fort Sumter was firing back, the bomb blew up the cannon and he died. It blew him up. And they say you can see him every now and then here lighting this cannon, shooting bombs over to Fort Sumter. True story. Now, can I go home now? Can I go home? You know, old Grandpa said he'd be a nice guy. And I took my grandboys to a movie. Walked up to the motherfucking lady and said, 3 please. 2 children, 1 adult. Bitch looked at me and said, how old are they? What the fuck does it matter? They're kids. Dumb fucking whore. She said, well, children are, well, forget that shit. Anyway, $10 a goddamn person to go into a motherfucking movie. I said, $10? What the fuck ever happened to the day? Needless to say, we went and rented a goddamn movie for $3 and went home and goddamn, instead of $30, I made a big goddamn batch of popcorn, stopped the store and bought 3 goddamn colas, a little ice and a cup. Motherfucker, we were Grandpa's Theater. It may not be first run showing, but goddamn it's cheap. But anyway, it reminded me of something. Nah, you know, I'm not trying to change the subject here, goddamn, nothing like that, but it kind of brought on my mind, boy. When I was a young fella, boy, used to go to the goddamn theater. 25 cents to get into the fucking movie. Goddamn 10 cents for a fucking popcorn and a dime for a goddamn soda. And candy, man, shit. We stop at old Stevenson's 5 and dime and load up on candy, man. Spend $1 and have our goddamn pockets full. Not today, man. Movie, theater, anyway, besides, you know, little things like that, man. You could go out and have a good time back then. Goddamn gas, man, was 58 cents a gallon. Cigarettes were, and I was young, I smoked my cigarettes back then. Before I was smoking cigarettes, I was goddamn 11-year-old. I used to get into the goddamn house, smoke my goddamn cigarettes now. But anyway, that don't matter either. Used to go bowling, man, spend goddamn $1, man, and bowl for 2 or 3 hours, man. Take a date out. Goddamn good date, man. Take $10, take them out to eat. We go to that French restaurant, La McDonald's. How many of y'all done eat La McDonald's? And got the Ooh La Big Mac. Hardee's used to have a burger, man, called it was called what the fuck was that son of a bitch called? Because it had a goddamn sauce, man. That motherfucker was good. They did away with it. They did away with the charcoal broiling. I remember you used to go to Hardee's, man. You didn't walk inside and goddamn order your goddamn food. You stood at the window outside in the motherfucking line. It don't matter if it was raining. It don't matter if it was goddamn cold. It didn't matter if it was goddamn hot. You stood in the goddamn line. You'd walk up to the window. The man would look at you and say, welcome to Hardee's. May I take your order, please? Husky Jr., that's what it was. It was called a Husky Jr. That was the best motherfucking burger you ever put in your mouth. And then them motherfuckers from Rocky Mount did away with that shit. Best burger in motherfucking town was the Husky Jr. Man, that motherfucker was good. Somebody needs to come back with a Husky Jr. again. That's what they need to do. But anyway, man, may I take your order, please? You say, let me see. Give me a cheeseburger, 2 cheeseburgers, French fry, a Coca soda, large, and oh yeah, gotta have them apple pies. They're the best motherfuckers you ever eat. Now you go, and they work about a quart, you get 4 for $1. Man, nowadays you go there and you gotta get apple pie a la mode. Or some funky stupid shit like that. And go to Hardee's, man, buy all that goddamn food, then you pay for your date too. What would you like, honey? Well, I'd take a cheeseburger, and I'd take a French fry, and I could have a chocolate shake, please. You don't want no apple pie? God damn, they good, man. For fucking $1. Darling, I'll eat 2 and give you 2. Oh, you'll eat 1, I'll take 3. That's even better. I love you, honey. Anyway, that whole goddamn menagerie, man, I bet I didn't spend $3, $4 for all that. Still had money in my pocket to go to the drive-in theater, man. Go to the drive-in movies. Take a whole goddamn carload in, man, for $3. Now they ain't even got no goddamn drive-in theaters no more. You gotta go sit in that luxury seat with that cool, conditioned air. Fuck that shit. We sit in a goddamn hot car in the back seat, sucking fucking tongues. And then we ended up going to the submarine races. For all you old people know that. Y'all know what the submarine races is. That's when you do that horizontal polka. The bump of the fucking uglies. Ha ha ha. In the backseat of a car. Half y'all were goddamn created in the backseat of a motherfucking car. Your mom and dad been in the backseat of the goddamn drive-in theater. 9 months later, here you come. Aw, ain't he cute? Aw, he's adorable. Motherfucker. Born in the back of a car. But at least the goddamn parent, the mom and dad took care of the youngin'. You know, that was one thing they did. Now, like today, man, pass it off to the goddamn grandparent. I used to have me a goddamn 56 black Chevy convertible, man. That was a pimp mobile, boy. I used to ride around town, hop on them guys to get on the women boat, go down to the Battery here in Charleston, man, and sit along the edge of the Battery at night, listen, oh yes, I'm the great pretender, oh, pretending that I'm, well, motherfucker, I sit there and suck on them titties, boy, god damn. I dated one girl, man, her name was Janine, boy. Man, that bitch had some titties like you, man, they were titties from hell. Woo! Grandpa loved them titties. But anyway, meanwhile, back at the farm, back at the Oasis, while the Arabs were eating the fucking dates. Grandpa gonna be talking more about the old days now, cause I'm getting old now and I'm starting to think about that shit. And as the weather gonna be changing here pretty soon, we get back around football. I got some great football stories. Hot damn. Behind the stadium at St. Andrews High School. Woo! You think Ric Flair had a woo? Grandpa had had a good time. You youngins, y'all don't know what y'all missed today. We used to go, man, you have a problem with somebody, you'd fight it out, man. You'd black an eye, maybe knock out a tooth, and that was the end of it, man. You go buy each other a drink or a beer or what the fuck ever. Nowadays, you get in a fight, motherfucker wants to pull out them knives and guns and fuck all that shit. Be a goddamn man. That's what these motherfuckers are for. Duke it out. This shit a goddamn man, he hit me, I whip out my 45. Bah, 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 bah. You goddamn pussy motherfuckers. I don't give a shit. Duke it out, fight it out. Then when it's over, it's over. And fighting over a woman, you gotta be out of your motherfucking mind. There's too many goddamn women out there to fight over a motherfucking one. And vice versa. There's too many asshole dudes out there. Dick swinging motherfuckers. You don't need to fight over no goddamn dude, because there's plenty of them out there to fucking pick. Pick one. And you know, make sure your old lady ain't gonna run around and you pick you an ugly goddamn bitch, boy. Because if she's ugly, you know there ain't nobody wanting to fuck around with her. And you ain't never got to worry about her running rabbit. But that's a lie too, because I knew a goddamn guy married an ugly woman. And that goddamn girl, she run more goddamn rabbit than a goddamn rabbit looking for a motherfucking hole to hide in. Well, anyway, Grandpa's going to end this goddamn vlog, but we're going to be talking more. I might keep this up for a few days, man, talking about the old days. Oh, golden rule days. Fuck that reading and writing shit. Grandpa didn't like that motherfucking shit either. I quit school because they had fucking recess. So for the next few days, I tell you what, if y'all like this, y'all let me know, and I'll keep it up for a few days. But if I don't hear from you, I'm going to change. Bye, youngins. Grandpa out. Grandpa here. How y'all doing, boy? You know, back in the 60s, they had the hospital workers and sanitation workers were having a strike. And the NAACP got invited. Old Grandpa was a young buck, had me an old 56 Chevy convertible. Had the top down, you know, and I'm watching these people walking down the street. And I'm about half lit anyway, you know. Old Grandpa, back in them days, boy, he drank, boy. So that old Sonny boy, I was sitting out there on top of car, old Hardee's. And I'm watching them coming. Here they come, boy. I mean, there must have been a bunch of goddamn people on that goddamn line. And up in front, there was this old little heavy-set fella, and this woman dressed in white, man. Here it is, hotter than hell, and she dressed in white. You know that bitch was fired like a goddamn, like an old goddamn fat man in a sauna bath. Felt kind of sorry for them, so they got up all Hardee's, you know, and I looked at them, look at y'all want a little ride, you know. So they climbed in the back of my 57 Chevy, and I'm riding down the road, you know, real slow, and I had the crowd behind me, and everybody waving, yeah, yeah, you know, here I am, a little white boy like me driving, two black people in the back. And I got through and went home, you know, and ain't thought no more about it. Next morning, Mama goes out and gets the newspaper. Guess who's on the front page of the News and Courier? Old Charlie Green driving his 57 Chevy convertible, and Victoria DeLee and Ralph Abernathy sitting in the back seat, waving at people. And back then, man, here in the South, that you just didn't do that shit. God, hell no. They goddamn be hanging goddamn crosses and everything else at your fucking door, you know? Boy, my mama had a fit. What is your problem? What do you think you were doing? Oh my God, I gotta go to work today. Oh, mama done gone to work, boy, and them goddamn people are always giving her hell. Was that your son driving those people? Those people were in the backseat of your son's car? Boy, my mama come home from work. You embarrass me. I said, but Mama, they just people. Oh, no, not here in the South, they ain't just people. You know, back then you couldn't even sit in Walgreens with black people and eat. Racist bunch of bastards here, you know. Well, one thing led to another. Mama, she ain't talked to me 2 or 3 days later, so next thing I know, boy, I done cut that out of the paper and hung it on my wall. I'm proud of it. Boy, I kept getting threatening phone calls. You know, people call my house and tell my mama, we gonna kill your boy. We gonna swing him from a tree. And I'm like, okay. Make sure you give me a little bit of liquor first so I can get drunk, you know. But back then, you just didn't do stuff like that in the South, and things have changed, but there's still a lot of prejudice going on. Grandpa not a prejudiced fella. I learned that back in the 60s, that color don't matter. What your race don't matter, your ethnic group don't matter. It's people, you know. You got trash in black and you got trash in white. And you got trash in the border jumpers. Border jumpers, bad. Just letting you know, people write me now and call me racist and everything. Grandpa not racist. I got just as many black youngins and Indian youngins and Spanish youngins as I do white youngins. And if you don't like Grandpa because you think he's a racist, all thing I got to say is, fuck you. How about that? You don't like me, I don't care. This is my vlog. Tell you about the time I took a little black girl on the church bus back in the 70s, and the deacons that wanted to hang my fucking ass. But that's another vlog. See you tomorrow, youngins, for another vlog. Bye. Hey, youngins, me Grandpa. Got a little story I want to tell you. A little cute joke. Back when my kids were younger, lady come knocking on the door and said she was from the Department of Social Services. And Charlie, he was like about 12, 13. And I said, yes, ma'am, can I help you? She said, yes, I've got a complaint against Charles Green. And I said, I'm thinking my boy, right? I'm saying, what the hell has he done now? I said, what's the problem? She said, well, we've had reports that Charles Green is walking around shaking his thing at his kids. And I'm going, what the fuck? Nah, that shit ain't happening. I said, he might do a lot of shit, but he don't do that. She said, not talking about him, talking about you. Hang on a minute. And I was like, what the hell? Lady, you ain't talking about me. And she proceeded, you know, going through her spiel, you know, well, this was reported by somebody, and we have to, you know, investigate, and if this is found true, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, you a dumb fucking bitch. I would never do nothing like that. So I asked the girls, I said, yo, tell somebody I'm shaking my thing at you. No, Dad, we never told nobody. You don't do that. Said you lying, them goddamn lying motherfuckers out there talking shit about Grandpa. But I said Charlie, because I wasn't called Grandpa then. And I'm sitting there arguing with ladies. She goes, Mr. Green, I don't know how we can prove that you're not doing it. I said, do what? She said, well, it was an accusation, and we can't prove that you're not doing this. And you can't, well, you can't prove that you're not doing this. So we have to take it that it's true. Boy, it pissed me off so bad, I told my kids, I said, get outside and play! Go out right now and play! And they like, what? I said, turn that damn TV off and go outside. So they turned the TV off and they went outside. Me and this lady, we arguing now. Well, we have words now. I said, let me show you something, lady. I'm gonna prove it to your ass. I'm gonna prove it to you right now. I dropped my pants. I dropped my goddamn pants, and I said, lady, that's the proof. Lack of fucking evidence. Lack of evidence. I ain't got nothing to motherfucking swing. Boy, that lady turned about 9 shades of red. Wrote down her book Unfounded and walked the fuck out of my house. Never heard from that bitch again. Funny as hell, boy, that bitch. She was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. She didn't walk to her car, she run to her car. That ended that goddamn problem. Case closed. Bye.
Yeah, I brought out Jennifer for this one.
This is a story about Jennifer.
Oh no.
Jennifer, how old were you back when we lived on in Columbia? We lived over there in that trailer, the one where you had the right when you had to go live with them people.
Triple Acres?
Yeah, that's it. I forgot the name of the damn place. I'm getting old, you know.
I was 10.
Anyway, Jenny was 10, and one night I was in my room. I was sleeping, you know, and Jenny come in my room. She said, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy." I said, "What, Jenny?" She said, "Daddy, would you tell him to shut up?" I said, "Jenny, who you talking about?" She said, "Daddy, they won't shut up. They won't leave me alone." I said, "Jenny, first of all, you got to tell me who you talking about." She said, "Red Man." I said, "Red Man?" I woke up Tina. I said, "Is there anybody named Red Man in this house?" She said, "Not to my knowledge, there ain't no Red Man in this house." So I said, "Well, where's he at, Jenny?" She said, "He's in my room." So we go in her room, you know, and I said, "Well, what's Red Man telling you, Jenny?" I said, "Red Man, you better leave my daughter alone, boy. You just need to get the hell out of this goddamn room." I said, "Jenny, what's Red Man telling you to do?" She said, "He's telling me to kill you." I said, "Whoa, back the fuck up. Whoa, you gonna kill me, Jenny?" She said, "He's telling me to, Daddy." And I said, "Jenny, how you gonna kill me?" She said, "I got a knife." Knife? Where that knife at, Jenny? That bitch lifted her goddamn mattress. She had every knife in the motherfucking house under there. I said, Jesus Christ, she ain't just gonna kill me. She gonna dissect me and bury me all over the yard.
Yeah, we didn't see Jenny for a while after that.
Hey, the next day, Jenny had to leave. I didn't sleep that night. I sat on the edge of my bed. I smoked cigarettes.
Film that menacing grin. Look at this.
Yeah, y'all was eating up. What's this shit?
It's like
That
the happiest moment of her life.
Jenny goddamn crazy. So anyway, I got rid of Jenny, right? I put Jenny in the institution.
Living with Miss Nancy after that.
Yeah, then she had to go live with this mentor called Miss Nancy.
I lived with her for over almost 2 years.
Yeah, she did, bitch.
You didn't want to come back to our house at that.
No.
Oh, that lady, Miss Nancy, they had all kinds of money and shit, you know?
They wanted to adopt me.
And
but
they
I
wanted to
said no.
adopt her. God, I wish I'd have done it.
Me too.
But Jenny wanted me to tell Red Man to not goddamn Red Man, don't be telling Jenny to goddamn kill me. Ah! God damn, I hurt her shoulder. Oh fuck, you stupid bitch. Damn. I'm serious, man. Take the goddamn camera.
You all right?
God damn.
Nice going, Jenny. Red Man
Wasn't me.
strikes
Red
again.
Man told me to.
Red Man got me now, huh? Anyway, that's a story about Red Man and Jenny.
It's actually the truth.
That is definitely the goddamn truth.
It really is the truth. That's the problem here.